Namaste and hello everybody. In my last video, I had spoken about the 4 rules of karma. And today I'm going to talk about how you can drop karma or how you can not have the karmic process affect you. There was a beautiful example given, I think, by Sadhguru in one of his videos where he talked about a courtesan's dress. A courtesan were these women, they used to dance and they used to entertain the royal families and their guests. And they had these intricate dresses with lots of pins and clips on it. And sometimes there were drunken men in these courts who would try and take their dresses off. And when they tried to remove it one pin or one clip at a time, they found it very, very difficult. But there was one pin. If you pull that pin, the entire dress would come off. Now, karma is something like that. You can also dismantle your karma piece by piece. That's a perfectly acceptable way to do that. Or there's one master pin that can dismantle your entire structure of karma. Now, what exactly is that pin? Well, that pin is given by the sage Patanjali, the father of yoga, in his epic book, the Yoga Sutras. Now, in his Yoga Sutras, he says there's an interconnectedness between the motive for an action and its consequence. Our stock of karma is basically held together and sustained by the link between the motive for an action and its consequence. When the motive disappears, the karma also disappears. Now, in my last video, I talked about rule number 1, that all our actions have consequences. Well, there's a caveat to that. It's not strictly correct. Most of our actions have consequences, but it depends on the motive. You see, it's not the action that picks up karma. It's the motive behind the action that picks up karma. If your motive is selfish and only about you, then your actions will pick up karma. If the motive of your action is not selfish, it's for the greater good, then your actions do not pick up karma. Now, that's why service is so important. Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita in chapter 2, verse 47 and 48, he says, work for the sake of work. Don't work for the reward. The reward will take care of itself. He says, don't let the reward be the motive for your action. And he also said, give up selfish desires while performing action. And he called this karma yoga. And what's important about this is that when you act in that way, without being motivated by the reward or without having selfish desires that you're trying to fulfill, then your actions do not pick up any karma. He was subtly telling us that this is the way to act in the world, then you won't have any karma. Now, Patanjali also in his Yoga Sutras, he talks about service 3 places. He gives it a lot of importance. He uses a term called Ishvara Pranidhana. Now, Ishvara, as you would know, means God. Pranidhana means service. And he talks about the importance of service to God, how that can enlighten us. Now, service to God is the same thing as service to life. Now, you may be wondering, how exactly can I do this service? Do I have to become a social worker? Well, yes, that's one route, but it doesn't mean you have to give up your job. You can do service even if you're a doctor, a lawyer, a bureaucrat, a businessman, a teacher, a sportsman. It's actually the attitude that you bring to your work. Are you there to serve others? Are you there to make the whole place better? For example, if you're working in a company and your company has a problem and it's not exactly in your sphere of influence, are you the one who raises your hand and says, okay, I'll take care of it? Now, that's the kind of attitude that you need to bring in your work, that you're there for others with your time and your effort. And then that becomes a life of service. Now, service is something that's not just unique to the yogic tradition or to our religion. It's also found in many other religions and many other traditions. I was reading a book of Neil Donald Walsh many years ago called Tomorrow's God. And in there, he asked God a question. He says, what is the way to happiness, to peace, to harmony? And God tells him in one word, it's service. He says, when you serve life, life serves you. So service is one way to get rid of your existing karma and to make sure you don't pick up any more karma. The other way to change the motive behind your actions is through awareness. In yoga and in our entire spiritual tradition, we give a lot of emphasis on awareness, of being in the present moment. Because when you act out of awareness, you will take decisions that is in everybody's interest, not just in your selfish interest. Now, Patanjali also says that minds that are born of meditation have no stock of karma. If you're a person who's meditating regularly, your meditation will destroy your stock of karma. and your actions based on awareness will also not build up any karma. So these are two basic ways where you can set the karmic process aside. You can change the motive of your actions by focusing on service and by living a life of awareness. Now, I know some of you may have questions, a lot of questions on this. One question that keeps coming up is, what about my family? Can't I look after my family? Is that a selfish desire? No, that's not a selfish desire. That's your duty. That's your dharma. You're expected to do that. So actions that you take for your family don't build up karma. You may have lots of other questions. Please, you can put them in the comment below and I'll try my best to answer them. And I hope this answers some of your queries about karma. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.